Welcome back to the Boss Cup. It's the penultimate event as we're greeted by this beautiful level by Jonsta. Let me move myself out of the corner here so I'm not in the way. The amount of detail and the visuals in this level is a pure work of art. Just look here where you start out. You have this kind of vine monster in the middle and this just beautiful owl and these autumn leaves on the hang. You have these vines going all the way throughout the level. And if we go over here to the left side, we see this cool detail. You have like a dead tree but still a few leaves remaining. You have the squirrel with even like a nut with the different shading of brown. It's just really beautiful and so well made. Coming back towards the center of the level, we have more leaves here. The leaves are getting a bit red as they fall from the hang. And if we come to the bottom left, we have this beautiful, I guess not flower arrangement, but leaf arrangement with the Boss Cup logo. It's just so much detail, but at the same time, the level is not cluttered at all. The playing space is actually fairly clean, but you just have these really gorgeous details thrown throughout the level. And I'm just super impressed at what jonsta managed to do here. But if we zoom out a little bit and look at the styles, this level actually does not feel that multi-styled. You're starting here next to the flower, and this apple is kind of unreachable from here, so it's probably gonna be your last apple. So what you're doing is you're gonna get out from the beginning. Maybe you can jump up and hang here, but I think most people will just turn, come around, and come down here. You can't really jump up here. And from here, you still have to gather this apple somehow, so it makes most sense, I think, to come down first, go this loop around, take the apple, and come back down here and go towards the right. Now, maybe you could also do an alternative style where you come back this way and jump for these apples. But the thing is, this is a really hard jump, and you're also losing some speed because you're not like keeping your rightwards momentum, you're going straight up instead. And you will gather these apples on the way back anyway. So I think most people will go for this yellow style. Keep coming here, and here might be the tricky part. Either you'd like jump up here and then come back for this apple. Maybe you can do some like double trouble style where you can just get your wheel up and go straight. But yeah, I think this is going to be a key to the level, how you solve this right hand part. But after this, basically you grab this apple, probably you're going to turn at this tree by the squirrel. You're going to come back this way, grab these two apples in the same hang, most likely because it is possible. And then we have one major decision that you have to make. You're going back to this starting apple here, right? So either you choose to do a hang on these two polygons here, just to go straight to that apple. Or if you have a lot of speed, you can actually do a top route here and then use these two triangles here to kind of push your way down to the apple. So you would push from here, and go straight down. Now the hang is very tricky because of these like big turning parts. It's easy to hit your head and hard to keep your speed. But the top route has this kind of parabola that you have to clear. So you're going a further distance. So it's really hard to tell which is faster, but I do think the top route at least is harder. And then of course, after taking this last apple, you're gonna come back here and just drop down to the flower that we marked in the beginning here. It's pretty straightforward. So all in all, this level is not that multi-routed, at least I believe it's not. But as always, in the top 3, we see some crazy times. So I'm ready to have my analysis completely shattered. And I'm just excited to see how they managed to get those really fast times. Now looking at the results of this event, we see some familiar names already down here in the 20th positions to 10th positions. We see Dork Noob, who's been doing really well recently in 20th place, a bit surprising. We see TM here, we see J-Blaze here, we see Pochu also a bit further down. And as we go up, we also notice JT in 12th place, actually like a shared 11th place with Umis. They managed the exact same time. I think JT probably is locked into 3rd position regardless. So I don't think he can make it to 2nd, but I also don't think he can fall down to 4th. So in that sense, I guess he doesn't have to play as much anymore. But I do think JT will have a very important role to play in the last event, perhaps the most critical role of the entire cup for him. But we'll take a look at that when we go through the standings after watching all the replays. Now continuing, we see me in a 10th place. And then we have Ismo Nikomatic, who is a new addition. I haven't seen him at least this far up in this cup before. Really fun to see. And then we have Elrond, who did the majority of the style finding as always for us in EA this event. So I'm really happy to see him in 7th place. It's a really good finish and it's a really good time. And again, this level at least is seemingly not that multi-styled. So it makes sense to maybe start up here because I don't think there's going to be that many differences here except for maybe Alvin's wreck because he said he did something different. So we'll take a look at that as well. But you can already tell from here, we have like 6 finishes within 116. We have 3 finishes within 117. We have 3 18s. So it was plateauing a bit here, but then as always you have the plateau and then you get to the top 1 and it just drops again. So gonna be fun to see what happened. But let's start here. 7th place Elrond 1:16:41. So let's see, you start up here up to the left, remember, and then you come down here. We do the quick turn with a small bounce here, coming back to the owl and the vine monster. And then we use this owl here to push, get a little bit more speed. Coming down here, gassing all the way. Use this tree to drop down. As I mentioned, we're gonna drop down here to the bottom left apple first. And then here, do you do a back wheel bounce, front wheel bounce? Elrond does this sick front wheel bounce, gets a lot of speed. Comes, takes the apple. Have to brake here a little bit to drop straight down. Can you go straight right? We don't know, but we went with this style. And then you just go all the way. Here's like a speed loopy part of the level, I guess. And then how do you handle this turn by the right apple? Well, we did something like this. It doesn't look that clean, but it's a really hard part of the level. Grabbing this right hand apple, coming to the squirrel, saying hello, and then just turning and going away. And then have to stop gassing there really early to get this hang, otherwise you have too much speed. Getting both of those apples and going for the hang. And then early braking here so you don't hit your head. Here it always feels like you're gonna lose speed. And then jumping up here, getting the top left apple, and then just coming back for the flower, getting a small push there maybe, and coming around here, grabbing the flower at 1:16:41. Really nice replay by Elrond. He found pretty much all the moves in this level, so very well done by him, and also solidifying his top 10 finish in the overall standings in the cup, most likely. Now before we move into 6th place, I just want to take a quick look at Alvin's replay here. It's a bit further down in standings, but again, this is just like 2 seconds slower than Elrond, and he said that he used a different style compared to at least most of the people around him. So we'll take a quick look at that and see how he solved this level. Let's see. Alvin coming here. You have to start left. Will he jump up? He does. I was thinking about this style too, but we went with the bounce style. It felt a little bit faster, but probably he's going to come around here. But now the question is, will he go down? He doesn't. He goes for this top route first. This is really sick. Okay, let's see. So he's going to jump up to the apple from this side instead of going around with that front. Ooh, beautiful front wheel bounce. And then he will continue over. Okay, he will go around here and come up where we went down by this like dead tree in the middle. So let's see, comes up here. That has to be really hard to get a good jump up here. And let's see, coming around it, then he can actually use his rightwards momentum here to get to the right hand part much easier than we did. Let's see, goes to the squirrel, says hello, comes back for that top apple. Will he do the top route going back? Probably not, because I think it's really hard. You need a lot of speed for that. Yeah, no, goes for the hang here. Let's see, yeah, braking here. This part just feels really awkward regardless of how you do it. Let's see, jumps up here. And does a loop in the end as well. That's clever. Comes around here, goes for the flower. I think maybe if he did the direct end, this could have been like a 1:17, maybe 1:16 run as well. That loop felt like you were losing a little bit of speed, but I'm not sure. But regardless, really beautiful run, really creative. We were trying something similar, but we couldn't get near this time. So really impressive by Alvin, managing a 1:18 with that style. And then moving on. In 6th place, Fame. Now, Fame also, I'm not sure if I've seen him in this cup. Maybe in a few events, but not in the top positions. So really fun to see him here in 6th place for CMR, who again recently lost a few players. So it's really nice to have everyone available contributing. And he manages the first sub 1:15 run, and it's with a pretty big margin. It's 1:15.25. Let's take a look at that replay. Fame going left first as well. Will he go around or will he bounce? He chooses to bounce. Let's see. Probably gonna use this owl here as well for a little bit of push. Yes, that owl has a really sturdy head. And let's see, uses this tree to come down here as well. So far, completely identical styles. Let's see if it's gonna be a front wheel or a back wheel bounce. He goes for the back wheel bounce. Very nice. Comes around here. Okay, he uses the vine. That's really clever. It always felt so awkward having to stop up there for the drop. That's really smart. Let's see here. Let's see how he handles the right hand part. Looks like it's going to be something similar. Yeah, uses this hang to come back to the right. Nice, very beautiful, although getting a push there. That was a really clean execution. Let's see, coming back here. Most likely going to go for the same hang style we've seen. Grabbing both of these apple with a back wheel hang. Let's see how he does this part. Yeah, again, it's just like break, and nice. Gets a little bit of push. That looks very clean, actually. Let's see, grabs this apple, comes back for the first 1:15 finish. This feels way faster, actually. Just seeing that vine part and that right hand part, this feels like he should have saved like at least 2 seconds. But I guess it kind of did. It was 1:15:25. At least it's more than 1 second on Elrond's time. Really creative solutions to those tricky parts. Let's get into the top 5. In 5th place, Barry P. Barry P keeps getting really solid times throughout this cup, and he's not letting down in the end either. He's getting the first 1:14 finish, improving 0.4 on Fame's time. Let's see if he did the same kind of tricks that Fame did, or if he found some other ways to save that time. Barry P starting left as well. Gonna probably go for the bounce here. Looks like it. I think this is gonna be the winning route, going this low style. Using the owl here. Nice. Maybe not the perfect put. Okay, that's crazy. That's really clever. Wow. And a beautiful front wheel bounce. Does not use the vine here, but I'm still stuck with that owl and bounce part. That was really, really clean. Let's see, comes around here. How will he handle this right hand part? Looks like the same kind of style. Uses the hang. Does not get that clean like Fame did. Fame saved a lot of time here actually. Let's see, coming around. Gonna go for the hangs. I was gonna complain about his owl part because the push didn't look that good, but of course he went for a completely different bounce in the beginning, so it made sense. But beautiful. Let's see, handles this hang really well. Nice, can get a push and a lot of speed. Really close with the head as well. Let's see the turn, just getting all the gas you can here, so you can clear this polygon right here. Beautiful run. 1:14. And I think maybe we can tell Fame had a really clean right hand part. Maybe using that vine as well could be faster. But Barry P had a really cool start. Again, I don't know if it's faster, but it just feels faster. So maybe what we're gonna see in the top 3, top 4 is combining these different tricks that we have seen so far. But to know for sure, let's check out the 4th place. 8 Ball. 8 Ball also, I think he just started playing this cup in the very last few events, but he's been doing really well and teamless as well, so I don't know if he's sharing styles with someone, but this is a really impressive showing, and 1:14, improving almost a second on Barry P's time. Let's check out that replay. 8 Ball starting to the left, no funny business at least. Let's see, goes for the bounce here. Will he do the same kind of bounce that Barry P did? That felt really hard to find that style actually, so let's see. Does not. He goes for the push from the tree here. I don't know which style is faster actually, but Barry P's I will say is cooler, so that counts for something. And let's see, goes for a front wheel bounce here as well. Looks like he's gonna, no, he doesn't use the vine. He drops straight down as well. Again, I don't know which style is faster. It's really fun to see how people decide to handle the different parts. And let's see the right hand part here. Just normal braking here. Let's see. Does this kind of all push as well. Really nice. He does the Fame style. Comes around here by the squirrel. Goes back. So far, I can't really tell where he's saving all that time. But maybe it's just a clean execution all the way throughout. Let's see. Comes for the hang here. How is he going to solve it? Same thing. Small tiny breaks. Gets a push. Gets some gas. Coming around here. Gonna probably turn and just gas straight back to the flower. Clearing everything. Nice finish. But honestly, a little bit hard to see where he's saving that much time actually. There are no major different tricks or anything like that. So maybe it just comes down to perfect execution of each part. Especially that right hand part, I think he's saving a lot of time. But let's see when we get into the top 3 if we can find out what the major time savers can be. In 3rd place, Slaw. Slaw again started playing this cup late, but just like 8 Ball, has some crazy finishes. And in this case, he manages to beat 8 Ball by just 200ths of a second. But he gets that first 1:13 time, 1:13.98. So let's check out that replay and see if he does anything different or if it's just exactly the same style, just 200ths faster. Slaw starting here to the right, gets a tiny break in there in the beginning as well. Really nice. Okay, he chooses to go around. Is it gonna be the completely different style or is it just different start? Let's see, gets a nice push here. Oh, can he drop straight down? No, he doesn't. Huh. I wonder if that's faster. I guess it is, or maybe it's just 200 different, remember. So he might be losing time here, he might be gaining time. Beautiful front wheel bounce, can gas a lot here. Doesn't use the vine like Fame did, he drops straight down. Gets a little bit of push here. You had to keep the contact with the back wheel here, so you can't do too many volts. Let's see, coming around. And looks like it's the same style for this right-hand part. Probably going to be the Olo here. Yes, Olo with the push. Very nice. I think that's a major time saver. Let's see, says hi to the squirrel, comes back. And oh, very nice lean back. I never even thought about doing that, but that's really beautiful. And let's see, break, 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 get some gas here, get a push. And let's see, coming back here for this left-hand apple, keeping gassing all the way here so you can clear this final polygon, coming in at 113.98. Really nice lean back style by the right-hand apple. Is that what saved in the time, or was it the start that saved in the time? We can't know for sure, so let's check out the top two if they can help us answer that question. In second place, Miels. Again, Miels, as we saw in the last video, Miels' worst placement in this cup is third place, which is just insane. The guy has not gotten a fourth place or a fifth place or anything. He's just first, second, or third every single event. And this event is no different. He manages second place again and improving a full second on Slaw's time. Remember, we had a plateau here with like 3 17s, 6 16 times. And then from there on, we went like 15, 14, 14, I guess kind of 14. And now Miels comes in second place, improving a full second on Slaw's time. Let's see if it's going to be a different start. Let's see if it's going to be a different right part or anything crazy. I'm really excited to see this run by Miels. Miels, starting left as well. Will he go around or will he bounce? He goes around. Maybe this is faster. I mean, Slaw has a really good time, so probably it is. But really fun to see. Let's see, gets the push on the owl. Ooh, did you see his head there, clearing the vine monster? That was crazy. Okay, coming here, coming here. Let's see, front wheel or back wheel bounce? Looks like a front wheel bounce as well. Really nice. I could never get a front wheel bounce that fast. Elrond did manage though, so it's a viable style. Let's see, coming down here. Nothing completely crazy yet. Coming around here, going for the right-hand part. Will he solve the right-hand part differently? No, looks like the exact same style. Probably going to be Olo here. It is. Nice push. It's really hard to keep your head from hitting the ground there. Let's see, turning here by the squirrel. Coming back. Will it be lean back? It is a lean back. Very beautiful one. Count straight. You're probably saving a lot of time with that. And then let's see. Pushes up here. Break, break. Managing to keep a lot of speed here. Gassing on the underside there. Very nice. Coming in for this apple. Getting the turn really well. Let's see. Clearing the end here. Beautiful run by Miels. 112.94 and a really solid second place. And of course, that brings us to the winner of this event. The first position went to 0. Maybe we could expect it, but it is impressive how this guy just manages to keep winning events. And I guess now he also has the help of a few more teammates. I mean, Barry P here in the top 5, among others. So if he was winning events before, I guess there's no reason to stop now, right? But let's see, since we started with Elrond's time, 1:16.41, we managed to drop down to the 1:14s, improving like 1.5 seconds. And then we had Miels' time a full second better than Slaw's. And of course, 0 comes in at 1:11.92. It wasn't enough to improve 1 second on Slaw's run. To win this event, you had to improve 2 seconds on Slaw's run. And again, remember, 6 people within 1:16. This is how tight this event was. And in the top 4, they just go improving a full second on each placement. This is just crazy. So let's check out Zero's replay and see where he saves that 1 second on Miels' time. Will it be the same style, or will he be incorporating tricks that we saw other people doing before? Let's find out. 0. Let's see. Really fast start even, getting that brake push and gassing down the front wheel. Let's see, coming. I just realized he doesn't go around, he doesn't do the Miel style. He comes down here, he does the Barry P bounce. Straight down. That is so cool. What a throwback to that style from, I guess, full 5 runs ago. Let's see, beautiful front wheel bounce, even gets a little bit of push. Can almost clear this whole polygon. Wow, gets the drop down here. Really beautiful run so far. Let's see, a little bit of Olo to get a more push here. Nice wheel pressure. Let's see. He gets that stick. He gets that stick on the very end of the polygon. Let's see, comes around to the squirrel. So far a different start and a different right-hand part as well. Let's see, comes in for the hang here. Manages to gas all the way throughout that hang. And let's see. Beautiful early brake, and so you can just push here in the top. Coming around, beautiful brake control. Then going back, keeping the gas here, clearing this last polygon, going for the flower, 1:11.92. A big congratulations to Zero for winning this event, and so exciting to see that many different kind of tricks in the top few replays. So of course we're gonna do a merge between Zero and Miels to see where they gained or perhaps where they lost time. Let's see, following Zero here. Miels actually takes a tiny lead in the beginning. Let's see, Miels does the top route, Zero goes below. So far I think Zero is a little bit faster, but let's see, gonna go here for the bounce. Miels passes him, but he can go straight down here, saving some of that downwards momentum, and actually has a pretty major lead already. Wow, I think this is even more than a second of a lead, but Miels has a beautiful bounce and catches up, but has to stop because he has too much speed. Let's see, Zero pulling out ahead even a little bit more, I think, so far. But let's see what happens at the right hand, because Zero did this stick here with the front wheel, but I think maybe Miels actually is a bit faster here because he can get a better push. Yeah, it looks like Miels is maybe catching up a little bit. It's hard to tell when it's different speeds. But let's see. Zero didn't do the lean back, by the way. I didn't notice. Miels did, and I think Miels is catching up a little bit, has a little bit more speed. Let's see, coming in here for the hang. Miels still a little bit behind, gets a good gas on the underside of that polygon. And let's see, both coming in here, but Miels unable to catch up. Zero coming for the flower at 112, Miels 113. So we can see already here that Zero gained a pretty good lead from doing this bounce style. And I'm not sure why more people didn't try it, but I guess it was Barry P and Zero, right? So it's Team 420 found this style, but nobody else did. And they saved probably like maybe not even a second, but almost a second on doing that style. Miels has a beautiful bounce, but look how Zero doesn't touch this polygon. So he can basically still have a little bit of downwards momentum because he has to fall down here, right? So he can almost use that, whereas Miels is gassing on top of this polygon. So he has upwards momentum now because he's gassing a bit upwards on this polygon. That allows Zero to get a faster drop down here with even a tiny bit of push. So I think Zero is saving some time there as well, clearing that polygon in a better way. But then let's see, coming around here, Zero uses to do this stick. I was doing this style in the end too, where you stick here. It felt faster, but I'm not sure if it is actually. But feels like you're using that elasticity here, letting that front wheel stay and pull your bike back. So using the elastics to get some more speed towards the right. But then again, you're getting a bit lower, I think, because if you look at Miels now, he's going to get a last push in here. So he's going to push left and get a bit more height so he can clear this right-hand polygon a bit easier because of that push. So Zero here coming in a little bit lower, so maybe not getting as good of a push. Whereas Miels, actually maybe it's not higher, but just has more rotation maybe. So I think Miels gets a little bit better push there, but it's not enough to catch up. Both of them turning here. This turn was actually a bit hard because you can't be too high. You're going to hit that one branch that sticks out. Let's see, Zero not going for the lean back. Miels going for the lean back. I think Miels is saving time here. Look, he has a little bit lower parabola, can save some of that momentum. So probably catching up a little bit. And then coming to this hang here, we see Zero and Miels doing pretty much the same thing. Early break, getting that head high. So then, but look at this gassing by Miels. He gasses the full length. I don't think Zero could manage. Well, maybe he did. Let's see Zero, sorry. Let's see Zero here. Gassing. Yeah, see, he turns a little bit, whereas Miels just gasses all the way and even gets to push. Really beautiful execution there by Miels. And let's see, this last jump here, I think no major differences, just turning and keeping your gas, or keeping your back wheel gassing as far as you can. Same thing here. And then clearing this here, maybe getting a small push, no. But clearing this last polygon and getting the push towards the flower. Overall, really beautiful replays and really creative. Really fun to see that 420 style with the bounce in the beginning, completely different from the other players. And it just shows that just because a level is not multi-routed, like you can't go left first or right first or whatever, there's still so many ways to handle those small different parts of the level that it might as well be a different route just because you do a different style. And just goes to show it's a really good level by jonsta and a really beautiful level as well. I can't recall when I last saw visuals this pretty. We didn't even see the top route, but just these details of everything like hanging in the vines. This thing is suspended by the vines. This whole polygon, if you didn't notice, also hanging. Just really creative, really beautiful. And these thorns on the vine, adding that small detail. But of course, that brings us to the whole point of the cup, which is not having fun and playing beautiful levels. It's winning. So how is it looking? We remember from the last event that after some calculation errors by me, Zero was leading Miels by 5 points. And to not repeat the same mistake that I did last time, Kopaka was kind enough to add this force skips button. So now we don't have to calculate the skips manually. Now we can see the actual standing of the cup with just a click of a button. And with that said, we see no major placement changes, but we do see a lot of point changes. For instance, we can tell that Blastic, who dropped down to 5th position, is actually just 7 points away from Barry P. Blastic missed a few events recently, so that's why his skips are worth less points. Without skips, he's like 50 points away from Barry P. With skips on, he's just 7 points away. And that also means that I'm not as close to Blastic as it might seem here. In fact, I don't think I can beat him unless he doesn't play at all, and I get like a 3rd place finish or something for 70 points. So keeping the skips on, we see now that with the last event, Zero is leading Miels by 20 points. He gained 15 points this last event and he was leading by 5 before, so 20 points the difference. JT unable to get into 2nd place, but also unable to lose his 3rd place because he could lose 100 points to Barry P and still be in 3rd place. But the battle for 4th and 5th place is on. Let's hope Blastic plays. Let's see, we didn't see him this event, for instance, and he is traveling, so most likely not, but it still would be fun to see the battle for 4th and 5th place. We see that Pocho is actually really close to me. It's just like a 35-point difference. We see also that Elron is really close to Pocho, 30-point difference. Ramon and Elron, 20-point difference. We're gonna have a huge battle for this like top 10 to top 5 placements. And we can see the battle for 10th place, you know, being in the top 10. It's just a 1-point difference between Dukecraft and Umis. So really exciting stuff. But I guess all of our eyes are fixed here. How can Miels gain 20 points on Zero? Well, this is where we come back to what I mentioned in the beginning. JT has basically stopped hurling maybe, but he does have a really important role to play. Because many times when we have seen Miels win an event, JT came in 2nd. And actually, if Miels wins the next event and Zero gets 2nd, Zero still wins because he had that 5-point lead from the last event, right? But if Miels can win and JT can get 2nd, Zero would be knocked down into 3rd place for that event. And that would mean that Miels would get 100 points and Zero would get 75 points. So Zero would lose 25 points on Miels and he's leading 20 right now. So if Miels and JT can do the 1-2, Miels will win the cup, not Zero. And in that way, their team, Spef, will win the cup, not 420. Well, you do have the cup placements as well. This is not really followed as tightly. It's the cumulative points of the top 3 finishes of each team member. So for instance, here it would be JT Miels and maybe lately like Slaw or someone else who joined Spef recently, because I do think points still carry over when you switch teams. We have Team 420 here, which used to be just Zero and Ramon, but now I guess they have Barry P and others too, so that gives them an influx of points as well. But for instance, EA, my team, we're just 2 people, me and Elron, so we're never going to be able to compete with a total of 3 players per event. So I guess we're not really looking at this team cup that much, but I think overall for Team Spef, of course, it's way better if Miels wins than if Zero wins. So let's see if JT can help Miels get that point. What would be devastating would be if like JT wins the next event, Miels in 2nd and Zero in 3rd, because then I think Miels would get 85.075, so that would actually mean Zero wins. So it's gonna be really fun to see what happens. This last event will decide the entire cup, which I don't think we see that often in Lassamania Cups, where the last event has this much weight to it. It's been a really, really fun cup to play. There's been so much drama, so many crazy events, so many insane replays and levels. And I'm just dying to see what's gonna happen in this last one where it all comes down. But until then, thanks for watching.